Well, good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate your attendance at this afternoon's webinar. Just to note, on the right-hand side of your screen, we have a toolbar that you can see that one of the toolboxes is called chat. Questions. So we will take questions at the end, and given that there are a decent number of people on the webinar, to make things work as smoothly as possible, we'll ask you to take or draft your questions in writing using the questions box on the toolbar, and you can submit those at the end of our session. So it'll be a brief webinar today, about 15 minutes in time. We will cover specifically all of the things that you need to know regarding the SBTDC's Technology Commercialization Summer Consulting Program coming up for summer of 2016. So again, thanks for joining us. So a bit of an overview. This is our 15th year that we're going to be overseeing this program. I've been with the SBTDC since 2001, and I was kind of surprised to see that 15 years had crept up on us for this program. So long history here. Over 250 small tech-focused businesses have taken part in our summer program. About 125 interns have participated with us, and that 125 interns, over 400 hours apiece through each of those summers, equates to over 50,000 hours of service provided just through interns to small tech-focused companies in North Carolina. So we're really happy to see that this program has survived over a 15-year period with a lot of funding ups and downs in the state of North Carolina through the SBTDC. But obviously some things are going pretty well for us to keep this alive for so long. So each year, the SBTDC partners with a good variety of universities around the state of North Carolina for sources of our interns. So this year, we are participating with the NC State University Master's of Business Administration program, the Duke MBA and Master's of Engineering Management program, UNC Chapel Hill MBA and School of Pharmacy, Western Carolina University MBA program, and East Carolina graduate programs. So a nice variety of schools, a nice variety of programs, certainly covering the state from east to west. So quick overview of kind of the logistics of how this works. So once chosen, the students become employees of the SBTDC for the entire summer. They provide a total of 200 hours of service to each of their two clients over the 10-week period. So each intern is linked with two clients apiece and share that 10 weeks between the two clients. So the projects run simultaneously, so roughly 2.5 days a week of service is provided to each of you as a client. Now, interns are considered consultants, and you can consider them as being boots on the ground service for you, focused on business projects. So myself, my 4 teammates, we're all considered business advisors / business counselors. We're not consultants because we don't necessarily have the bandwidth ourselves to roll up our sleeves, get our hands dirty, and actually carry out deliverable-based work for you as a small business. However, interns do have that ability and bandwidth throughout the summer to act as that consultant who is going to be able to get their hands dirty, get their feet wet in multiple different projects within your businesses, so that they are able to develop clean, clear deliverables for you at the end of the summer. So last summer, 2015, we had 12 interns participate in the program. They provided roughly 4,800 hours of service across 24 companies in North Carolina. So here was a portion actually of our class of 2015. And in this photo are a number of our interns as well as my teammates who act as mentors for the interns throughout the summer. So one of the main things that we want to make sure about in this program, in addition to commitment from the interns that we hire, is full commitment from you, the small business. That's very important so that everybody is on board, everybody's fully engaged. So your primary point of contact at the business must be willing to spend time with the summer consultant throughout the summer. Now, this doesn't mean that companies are going to be required to hold the hands of interns throughout the summer. That, by all means, is not something that is required. When we hire our interns, we make it very clear that we are looking for independently minded interns who can work autonomously, but also work within kind of the layout of the program that we specify. So long story short, we want to make sure that you as a business, especially the primary point of contact of the business and interns, are fully engaged and willing to make an investment over the summer in this program. We encourage weekly meetings to be scheduled between interns and the interns and the companies. Okay. And we want to make sure that the SBTDC is kept informed throughout the program if any challenges arise, if any kind of miscommunications occur, so that we can kind of step in and smooth things out, identify issues, and work through them as soon as we can. So what is the SBTDC's role in this entire program? First is, at this point in time, myself and my colleagues are carrying out all of the interviews on the various campuses that we're partnered with. We carry out the selection of the interns, we make the offers to the interns, and then we make the ultimate placement with interns and you, the small businesses. So SBTDC actually carries out the hiring, and the intern is an employee of the SBTDC throughout the summer. They're not necessarily employees of your business, but they're employees of the SBTDC working on behalf of your business. So each consultant is supervised or mentored by an SBTDC technology counselor throughout the summer. So again, either myself, Nicole Schwarbrock, Mike Carnes, or Chris Veal will be acting as the individual mentors for each of the interns throughout the summer. And that mentorship role is really important. We'll hold weekly meetings with each of our interns, again, making sure that things are moving smoothly, there are no challenges, but also we find that toward the end of the project, it's not just an SBTDC mentor/student relationship, but it actually becomes more of a colleague-to-colleague relationship, so that we're both working on behalf of your business and the projects that have been put forward. So the project itself is to be a business-minded project. Okay. These are not technical internships. They are business-minded / commercialization focused internships. And we look for you, the business, to first develop a well-defined project. Okay, so that's going to be kind of an iterative process between you and us over the next month or so to develop a kind of a well-defined project description. Okay. Once those are drafted, those project descriptions will be sent out to students. The company names will be removed from those descriptions, And the students are then provided the opportunity to rank order which of the projects they would like to be linked with. And we do our best to link students with number one, companies that they've ranked highest on their list. But more importantly, we do our best to link students with one company that's more early stage than another. So based on our knowledge of your business, based on our knowledge of the projects that you're working on, we do our best to make that link between two very different stages of businesses. So that provides the students with two different experiences in terms of kind of life stages of an entrepreneurial company. So sample projects that often come to fruition over a summer program most of the time revolve around commercialization plan strategy development. So within a commercialization plan, market research, market assessment is often one of the major deliverables throughout the summer. And this includes both primary and secondary market research. So if you are interested in identifying primary market research data, which could entail a summer consultant making phone calls, sending emails, sending surveys out to collect primary market research, that is a great deliverable. Secondary market research can include identifying databases, identifying publications, market research reports through a number of locations. That could be either at the North Carolina Biotechnology Center or at the Students' University. So both the Biotech Center and the universities offer quite an incredible array of databases that are often quite expensive, but they come to you through the student at either very little or no cost. Some projects can revolve around carrying out financial projections, looking at revenue streams, pricing, items like that. Again, market assessment, looking at competition. So all of the things that would revolve around the business aspects of taking a technology from where it is right now at your business through commercialization with the hope of getting it into the hands of users. So all of those business concepts are certainly fair game for our summer consultants. Confidentiality. At the SBTDC, we hold confidentiality between us and you, the small business, with utmost importance. Employees of the SBTDC, which interns are required to sign what's called our Standards of Conduct and Confidentiality Policy. And that is the same document that all SBTDC employees are required to sign at the beginning of their employment with our organization. So this can tell you that all of the information that you share with SBTDC employees is held confidential. It is not an NDA in that would prevent the intern from working with us as mentors. So NDAs are not allowed because again, that would reduce the collaborative activity between interns and mentors. So the standards of conduct and confidentiality policies take care of that. Funding. So each year, the SBTDC and the universities it participates with provide over $100,000 to cover consultant salaries. Now, this is great news for you, the business, because that means that your financial support is not required. So we don't look for financial support to be made by you just in order for you to participate in the program. Some companies do have the ability to make contributions at the end of the summer, and that certainly is appreciated and helps continue the longevity of our program. But long story short, financial support not required up front, but if you find the student productivity deliverables were valuable, we certainly accept contributions at the end of the project. So the timeline. Right now in February, we're in the midst of carrying out interviews on each of the campuses that we're partnering with. We're also working simultaneously to educate you guys about the projects or about the program, and working with you to work on project descriptions. In March, we'll carry out all of the intern offers and hiring, and we will look for you to be providing us, through our assistants, with some of those finalized project descriptions. Now, again, the project descriptions do not have to be extremely detail-oriented, but keep in mind that these project descriptions are going to be provided to all of the interns, so you want to be as clear as you can be about submitting what are the key deliverables, what is the kind of the overview of your technology, so as to give the students a very good idea of what they would be interested in. In April, again, we'll send those project descriptions out to students. We'll proceed to make the linkages between you and our interns, and introductions will be made between you and the students, so that by mid-April, you'll have identified who the intern is that you'll be working with. And over the next couple of weeks, by the end of April, hopefully you've had an opportunity to have an initial meeting with them, kind of a get-to-know-you meeting, so that in May, when the program kicks off, we're looking at May 9th for the majority of the interns. You'll be able to hit the ground running with your summer consultant. In May, we will hold an intern orientation. All of the interns get together and we go through a lot of logistical information just to get them oriented. We'll also do an orientation with all of you, the small businesses. And in the first week that the internship kicks off, the key deliverable from the intern is going to be a detailed work plan. And that work plan is one of the most important documents for the entire summer. That work plan should be developed in conjunction with you, in that it's going to show we have 10 weeks. We've got roughly 200 hours of time with each of our clients. What are the key deliverables? What are the key milestones that we hope to achieve throughout the summer? That is, in essence, the roadmap for your intern over the summer. Now, that work plan certainly is not a concrete set-in-stone document. It can be a fluid, dynamic document, so that if issues arise that are really timely for the intern to be linked with at your business that just pop up over the summer, some new things can be thrown into the work plan. So, but really the work plan is an effort to make sure that both you, the SBTDC, and the client are very clear on where this project is going and ultimately what is going to be of value to you. May through July, the 10 weeks is carried out. Project work happens. On a weekly basis, mentoring with either myself or one of my 3 colleagues will occur with each of the interns. And we'll also continue carrying out group meetings with all of the summer consultants. We'll have about 3 or 4 of those throughout the summer, one of which is actually a pitch presentation whereby interns can work with you to develop a 60-second pitch presentation, and they deliver that in front of us and the rest of the interns. In late July, the program wraps up and presentation materials are developed. They do a final group presentation in front of us, faculty members. We're more than happy to have you guys attend as well. But a more detailed presentation will be delivered by the intern to you at your site and that will kind of entail all of the deliverables that the intern worked on. So next steps, what we ask is that you confirm with me via email as soon as possible if you're interested in submitting a project description. We'll work with you to develop that. And once I receive your email, I'll send to you a rough template that you can use to draft your project description. A number of you work with me directly as your lead business advisor. A number of you work with Nicole or Chris or Mike. So each of us, depending on who you've worked with primarily, will work with you as you develop your project description. So, but next step here, email me as soon as possible with your interest, and we'll get you that project template description. So with that, as I promised, to be short and sweet, we'll open it up to questions. So on the question toolbar on the right-hand side of your screen, if you'd type in any questions you have, I'll be happy to answer those right now.